And you're still following the Live Free Show. I know it has been amazing and informative. Today, we are so glad that Dr. April McAlpine is here. And I am so glad that she said yes. She was educating us and telling us what we needed to do early on before we even started really recording the show. And I'm ready to start making some adjustments. So come on now, tell me, how did you get into health and start kind of taking us through? And I know Mickey is ready to dive into this. So tell me, how did you start getting into this?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but I'm going to make it short. As a child, I was always battling with my weight. And when you get people to start telling you you're overweight, and they didn't know what they were doing, but they were actually offending me. So as I got older, when I was in high school, I went on a protein diet, and I lost so much weight that I lost muscle. So that was at 15 years of age. So I didn't think about it. I was, anorexic. I went through all the other bulimic, vomiting, eating and vomiting. Nobody knew that but me. Then as I went on to college, I thought, I'll go to school for dietetics. Didn't think that this is what I was going to do in life, but I just went because I thought that was an easy thing to do. Finished that. Gained a lot of weight when I had my first child, gained about 50 pounds, and he was a small baby. And then, I had a master's degree in nutrition, still over 200 pounds. And when a client offended me, she didn't know it, but she told me that, I heard her mention to another coworker that, all the nutritionists are fat, what they need to see me for. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And honestly, I can't take any credit for what I know. That's when I went to God. With a master's degree in nutrition and over 200 pounds, I couldn't help people. So when I prayed, things literally started coming to my door about how to change my life. So all the counting calories and all the diets that I was on throughout my life, they came to naught because that's not realistically how people can live. So I started going into natural health, and I started looking at the quality of food versus the quantity of food. And that is when my life changed, and I actually lost the weight before I even got my PhD. And I just made it official, and I'm constantly learning about health and nutrition. And then I realized, okay, it was about weight loss. That's what it initially started off in, but I realized it was all about health as well. So when I started fixing myself, because I was younger, I'm still young, I was younger, and I didn't have any health issues, but I know that now, looking back on it, I would have been well on my way to so many health issues. And then when my mother got diagnosed with lung cancer, we changed her diet. All of that stuff went away, all the blood pressure, the diabetes, scare that they said she had it. She was never diagnosed with it, but her blood sugar was high, blood pressure was high. Make a long story short, we changed her diet, and that's how actually my program came about. And it's just the woes of my life.
That's great. Wow, that's amazing. So, Mickey, I know you have questions, so I'm gonna let you take the floor for a while. But I do have some things I want to talk about too.
Okay, so you discussed how you decided that God was going to assist you in your lifestyle change. What was the first thing that God showed you that you need to take? What was that first step that he showed you?
The first step that came to me after I prayed to God was how much sugar I was intaking.
Okay.
And that's something that people are just not aware of how they're getting sugar in their body, the hidden sugars and the known sugars, but they don't realize how much sugar.
And you talk about you have five 5 avoided foods that we should avoid. So can you please go into sugar? Like, what is it about sugar that keeps us down? What is it about sugar that is so toxic for our system?
Well, first of all, sugar today, I'm really referring to the processed sugar. When you look at sugar, say 50 years ago, it was organic and raw, and it actually had vitamins in it and minerals in it to actually stabilize your blood sugar. It's a mineral called chromium, which actually stabilizes blood sugar. Now sugar is processed, and it's addictive. It's even more addictive now than crack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So it's the type of sugar that's the main problem, but sugar in itself can weaken the immune system and create all kinds of havoc in the body.
So for like our guests that are watching, and I would kind of want to ask, what do you do when you know you've been eating a lot of sugar, and and I know y'all really want to know because you're telling us, okay, there's healthy ways to live. Sugar is addictive. We got it. Now, what do we do to start easing off of sugar, and what are some of the side effects of easing off of sugar?
Well, some of the side effects can be just like coming off of smoking. I mean, it's like anxiety. It could be withdrawal, any type of withdrawal symptoms that you would have coming off of any addiction.
Wow.
But I think it first starts with education, because, like I said, all of my life I've dieted, but I never really understood the complications of a poor diet. But once you understand something, I think that's a lot easier to come off of it. When I realized that 8 ounces of juice had 10 teaspoons of sugar, that's when I was like, okay.
Did y'all hear that? 8 ounces of juice has 10 teaspoons of sugar?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Now, we don't normally, and when you were talking to me, we normally don't this is not 8 ounces. This is larger than 8 ounces.
That's right.
So
Absolutely.
normally the average American, the normal person, the normal African American, we don't normally just drink 8 ounces of juice.
That's right.
We're normally, like you said, more in the 16 to 20 ounces.
Yes, absolutely.
And so that's how many teaspoons of sugar when we get into
If it's
20 ounces.
20 ounces, then you're talking about 8 times 3, 24 teaspoons.
Wow. Child,
20 to 24
Exactly.
teaspoons of sugar in what we would call an average size cup of juice.
So there was something that kind of stood out to me that I wanted to ask you about too that was impactful for me, is that you said that when you were 15, what you were going through, the bulimia, and that you didn't have anyone to share that with. So how, and just in case if there's anyone younger that's watching the segment and that may be going through the same types of things or with the body and things that they're eating, what was it during that time in your life that kind of carried you through? What did you rely on?
I guess some unknown faith,
That's
because
good.
I didn't tell anyone. I just went through it.
Right.
And I had people around me because I was an athlete in school. I was kind of pretty popular, and I had people around me just talking to me about, well, you're fine. You shouldn't be worried about your weight. And
Right.
after they found out what I was doing,
Okay.
it's not nothing that I revealed. It's something that was obvious
Okay.
to them.
Right.
Okay.
So I just went on.
Okay.
Okay, so you specialize in minority health.
Right.
Can you go a little more into that? Why is it so important to educate minorities about their health?
Because minorities, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, are suffering from degenerative diseases more than any other race of people.
Yes.
Absolutely.
More heart disease, more cancer, more diabetes, more obesity than any other race. And I get emails pretty much on a daily basis in reference to minorities needing to be educated.
Absolutely.
And in my opinion, we need education versus medication.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to,
Absolutely.
I have stepped up to the
Hello.
plate to educate minorities.
Okay. So, in terms of what we can do at home, as you know, 70% of our immune system lives in our gut. And so most of our foods that we are eating, the standard American diet, is very saturated in processed foods and refined sugars and all of that. So how can we take back the control for our health but do it in an easy and impactful way.
Well, first of all, you got to have the understanding of what's contributing to the poor gut,
Okay.
which is processed foods.
That's right.
So when you give up processed foods, and then you can begin to heal, because if you're trying to heal, and you haven't given up the foods, then you're going in circles.
Can you list a few processed foods? You know, some people might be like, "What is a processed food?" Can you list a few that are daily normal?
Pretty much anything in a box and a bag.
That's it.
Wow.
Well,
She's
there
absolutely
you go,
correct.
box and bag people. You got gut problems.
Don't do it.
We got gut problems.
That's right.
So that's like cereals, chips.
Oh my God.
All of that stuff.
So Honey Bunches of Oats is giving me. Oh Jesus.
Well, because I love Honey Bunches of Oats, but it has BHT in it, which is really horrible. Really, really horrible. It's pretty much like a poison for the body.
So Doc, okay, all right, I'm listening. Keep on.
So we're talking about bad habits.
Yes.
And you and I before were talking about easy things you can do to substitute those bad habits. That's one of my issues. And daily transform those bad habits into healthy habits. Can you touch a little bit about what you were talking to me about, what you can do throughout the day to kind of reverse those bad habits?
Well, you can eat real foods.
Right.
You know, starting
Simple
off.
and plain. I love it. I love it.
And what I mean by real
Food
food
is medicine.
Is food
It
that
is.
is found in its most natural state.
Yes.
Instead of apple candy, you eat a real apple.
Yes.
Instead of fruit snacks, you eat real fruit.
I love that.
So you just keep it simple. You know, it doesn't have an apple doesn't have a label on it, so you don't have to worry about the
that.
calories, the
I
carbs,
love that. Yeah.
the monosodium glutamate. You don't have to worry about the things like that. So you just eat real foods.
I love that. And you gave some tips for people on the go, and not just on the go, but people that don't have a lot of time. Because people think that doing what you're talking about is time consuming. What did you tell me? What did you share with me about something we can do if we know that we're living that fast-paced lifestyle?
You have to plan.
Right.
You have to figure out your schedule, which most people know their schedule, but you have to take time for yourself and prepare.
Yeah.
Because in this day and time, either we're going to pay now or pay later.
Yes.
So good.
So
That's so good.
we're so quick to take care of everybody else, but we're really not taking care of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we need to prepare our meals. We can, like I mentioned to you earlier, I cook 2 or 3 times a week, but I cook enough for a couple of days.
Right.
I make up my individual
Repackage.
healthier snacks for the whole week. And I just grab that and go. It's nothing faster than grabbing a banana and an apple.
Right.
That's right.
That's so
right.
true.
That's right.
For people who don't have time, just grab a banana. It doesn't take time.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. So now I would like for you to go back to the 5. Tell me again.
The 5 nutrition steps.
The
Okay.
5 nutrition steps. So for you that are at home, go ahead and get your pen, paper,
That's right.
Yes.
your iPhone, whatever device you have that you keep notes on, because you need to take down these 5 nutritious habits that she has. So please tell me. Go ahead and let them know.
Okay, I would think the first nutrition tip would be to avoid processed foods. And like I mentioned earlier, is processed foods is anything found in a box, in a bag, packaged foods. These packaged foods are sprayed with chemicals, artificial flavors, artificial
Works like
colors,
that.
preservatives, and the accumulation of these chemicals accumulate in our tissues, and they create dis-ease. That's what disease is,
Right.
is
Yes.
dis-ease of the body.
Huge.
So we have to put the ease back in the body
Yes.
by
That's good.
removing
That's
the
good.
foods that's creating the dis-ease.
Mhm.
That's all it is a dis-ease. And when you see it in that light, you can
Wow.
see how diseases can be reversed.
They're in the middle of the grocery store, guys. Like the
Right.
processed foods are always in the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
Just shop on the outside.
Outside
Yes,
of the
shop
house.
on the
That's it.
outside.
That's
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
great.
And then avoiding. I'm saying now because the way gluten is, I feel like most people should go gluten free.
Yes.
The chemical companies have sprayed chemicals on it that's creating autoimmune diseases.
Yes.
and underlying problems for heart disease, because gluten is one of the number one foods that create inflammation in the body nowadays.
Wow.
So gluten-free, that's all, the bread, the cereal, mostly carbohydrates, especially the processed ones.
Can we explain what gluten is for those people that may not know what gluten is?
It's a protein that's found in wheat, but nowadays it's genetically modified. It's not the Emmer wheat of the past that our ancestors grew up off of. That was the real Emmer wheat. But now, Monsanto in particular, it's world renowned. You can Google it, but they're spraying Roundup Ready weed killer called glyphosate on this wheat right before harvest, which is a known carcinogen. The World Health Organization has declared glyphosate as a carcinogen, which is a known cancer-causing agent. And these, which brings me to my next point, is genetically modified foods. That's called gene slicing. When they take a seed, let's say from a salmon, and plant it into a tomato. And you have people that think they're allergic to tomatoes when they're probably actually allergic to salmon.
Oh.
Wow.
And most of the corn today is genetically modified.
Oh, yeah, corn is horrible.
Absolutely.
It doesn't break down in your body.
Right, and these GMOs, like I said, they are known carcinogens. And most of the GMOs are found, well, a lot of GMOs are found in pretty much all of the processed foods.
So I know you have another step, but because I'm thinking about my family, and I'm thinking about families that I know. So they're taking medicines, and they're doing things that their body naturally, like Mickey said earlier, your body naturally could do. Your body can naturally heal itself if we're eating the proper, really.
Exactly.
If we have the proper fuel that God has given us.
Right.
That's right.
Then we wouldn't have to take as many, high blood pressure meds, sugar diabetes meds. Are you? That's what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. The body is self-healing. They're given what it needs.
That's right.
Wow.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
right.
And
Wow.
one way we know this is when you were a child, if you skipped your leg, you didn't have to go to the doctor. A couple of days later, your leg was better.
healed.
Yeah. Well, listen, I know that we normally have our guests and they're only on for one moment, but I really want her to come back. So what we're going to do, if you stay tuned with us, we're going to wrap up this interview, but I think this is important for us to talk about. So stay tuned, because Dr. April is going to come back and talk to us some more, because I still have questions and she still has a point. So sit on your couch, sit in front of your desk, sit wherever you are. We'll be back after this message, okay? Thank you.
Come advertise with Block 4D Productions. We are here to make sure your business, church, and brand is known. If you have any questions, please contact our sales team at 888-461-3711. Again, our sales team at 888-461-3711. Block 4D Productions, where we make your dreams reality.
Welcome back. We're so glad that you came, and we still have Dr. April here, and I am so excited about this information. I almost got, for a slight moment, a little emotional, because this is information that we don't talk about in our homes enough. This is something that Big Mama and them didn't say to us,
right.
While we eating those biscuits, and that molasses on the side, and we're not talking about what it's doing to our health, or that bacon and that lard and the collards with the lard, or we're not talking about what is it really doing. I'm a Southern girl, and no, my bones are not thick. I was just 8 and I became thick. So I'm a real person. So I like to be honest. And a lot of times people say, well, no, I just got big bones. Well, I don't think I have big bones. I think my bones are a little smaller than my body. But I I ate my biscuits. I don't
Butter
eat them as
bread.
much now, but I ate my biscuits, homemade biscuits. I know how to toss up some biscuits and roll them and get them right. You had those things at Big Mama's house, and no one was telling you what it was doing. And then later on, you're looking at Big Mama, and she's shrinking down, and she's having Alzheimer's or dementia, or then you're having auntie and then with sugar diabetes or infertilities and issues.
Yes.
And we're not saying that the food is part of, of the reason why we are dealing with that. So give me the last tip, and then I have some questions for you.
Okay. Well, the other tip, after giving up, in a perfect world, if you've given up the processed foods, you've avoided the GMOs, and you've stopped eating gluten. The next thing we need to focus on is cleansing the body. So we have to detox
That's correct.
on a regular basis, not just once every 10 years
That's right.
or once every 5 years, but on a regular basis. We need to detox. We need to clean our blood. We need to clean our cells, cells. We need to clean them to get the impurities out of our blood so that our body can heal. That's a part of feeding the body what it needs to heal. And in addition to cleaning your blood and your organs, just like we get an oil change for the car, we get the tires rotated, but we're sitting in the car deal in the place where they cleaning the oil, changing the oil, eating nabs and drinking a soda.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're taking care of our car.
Yeah.
So we need to clean our liver. We need to clean our major organs. And when we're cleaning our organs, we need to heal our gut, because if you heal your gut, you heal your body.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay? If you heal your gut, you heal your brain,
Yes.
Wow.
because the gut is a second brain. And if the nutrients can't reach your brain, then
Ooh,
it doesn't matter how much healthy food you're eating, you're still not going to be healthy if you have an unhealthy gut.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Now, I never heard that. You said your gut is your second brain.
it's your second brain. It's in your immune system, and that's what sends signals to the brain.
Dr. Goodness, you just helped me. I'm going to be more conscious because I did not know that. I'm sitting here going, I did not know that. My husband and I are doing a lifestyle change, but I didn't, because we were fatigued. Our schedules were, a lot. We're constantly going, and we're eating on the fly. So of course, the fly to us is carbohydrates, high sugars. We don't do McDonald's, but we did stuff that still was very high in sugar. We crave sugar. You're sitting there going, man, I wish I could get something really, really sweet right now. And that's constant. And I never thought about my gut health was just as important as my mental health.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw one of your videos on YouTube that said you believe that mental illnesses can actually be cured by changing what you intake. Can you touch on that just a little bit?
Right. Again, the brain is an organ just like the heart, just like the liver. And so our brain needs vitamins and minerals to function. And in addition to that, if you don't even heal your gut, the nutrients that you're taking won't even get to the brain. So you have to heal your gut. You have to get off the processed food, mainly in the gluten, because they're brain triggers as well. Mental illness is usually a vitamin deficiency or mineral deficiency, an allergen, or toxicity. And once you remove those obstacles and start feeding the brain nutrients, the brain functions. And it's reversible, not maintained, it's reversible if a person stay the course. It's just like with any other thing. You have to stay the course.
Yeah. That's huge.
So I have a question. If somebody, so for our viewers watching, if there's anyone that's asking, how exactly do you cleanse your gut? So we know that you want to lay off of the processed foods, watch for your sugar intake. How else would they go about cleansing their gut?
You can take a high quality probiotic. And now research is showing that bone broth is really healthy for cleaning the gut. And it's a mineral, it's L-glutamine, which is in bone broth, but there are also L-glutamine supplements to help repair the gut. So once you repair the gut, and then the body starts to regenerate and it starts to heal itself.
That's awesome.
That's great.
You spoke about detoxing on a regular basis. What does that look like? Is that quarterly, every 4 months, or every half a year,
I would say at least twice a year.
twice a year.
And what are you doing to
Yes.
detox?
It's like herbal. It could be herbal supplements. This isn't something that you want to just start taking if you're taking like a lot of pharmaceutical drugs. But the first detox is really giving up the processed food. I can't help but going back to that.
Yeah.
But then there are different types of herbal supplements. There's types of fiber. It's like it's like a trial and error for each person. There's no one thing fits all, but they have a lot of detox programs on the market that you can try.
And you stated that when we were talking that you do a 30-day detox.
Right.
Can you explain what your detox entails?
Well, what I do is I take this. It's a Colonex kit, and it consists of some herbal supplements that I take in the morning with some fiber, and then the evening I take it's the herbal tea that comes with it called Senna tea that helps get the bowels moving. And I do that for 30 days. But the very first time that I did a detox, I did it for 90 days straight.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And then after that, every 6 months I do it for 30 days. And I also do a liver cleanse every 6 months after the colon cleanse, and that consists of like olive oil and organic lemons, or lemons and organic olive oil.
Wow.
Wow. Cool. Okay. So before we get to your last tip, I do want to ask you about. I know you said that the pharmaceutical industry has a lot to do with us just thinking that we can take a pill in order to heal ourselves. How do you think that started? Like, when was the moment where we stopped having power over our own bodies and giving it to the Western medicine?
Well, the history goes back as far as well. If you look it up, John D. Rockefeller, he brought out the medical schools and started pushing pharmaceutical drugs. And the pharmaceutical company, it wouldn't be conducive to their business because it is a billion-dollar business if we are healthy. So even though they know that these pharmaceutical drugs, because they tell us blatantly that may cause cancer, may even cause death, but because we have no hope or no faith in our own body's natural way of healing, we just think we could take a pill for every ill. So it's just all the commercials are owned by the pharmaceutical company. If you look at the news,
You're right.
if you look at the daily news, every commercial is a pharmaceutical commercial.
Really?
Wow.
It is.
Wow.
With all these side effects. Now I have the skirt. I have the skirt here, and she talked about she lost 60 pounds.
Wow.
And this is what that looks like.
Wow.
Are you a fan of the Live Free Talk Show? If not, become one today by following us on all social media platforms listed below, and also add yourself to our website at www.livefreetalkshow.com. Again, that's www.livefreetalkshow.com. Thank you for joining the Live Free movement.
We're done, and I know you received a lot today.
Yes.
And so I would say go ahead and DVR it and go back and look at it. Check out our website so you can get clips and even some of the tips from today, which is www.livefreetalkshow.com. Again, www.livefreetalkshow.com, so you can get some of the notes from the doctor. But give them that last information.
The last step was reiterating whole foods, and what is meant by whole foods is foods in its natural state. A whole apple, not applesauce. Orange, not orange juice. So you're talking about the whole food, unprocessed, local as much as possible.
Yes.
You might know a farmer that's local. They can't say it's organic, but at least it's local.
Right.
And go for organic as much as possible, because organic tend to have less chemicals and preservatives on it.
That's right.
So you want to go with the organic food as much as possible. And we need vitamins. We need a reputable company to take vitamins, because even if we're eating organic foods, the soil is not the same anymore. And I know there's a lot of controversy about different vitamins, but that's why I said find a reliable source that you can take, vitamins, especially whole food supplements versus synthetic supplements.
Yeah. That's good.
And that's it.
Thank you.
Well, this has
so
been a
much.
great show.
Yes.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you.
I'm so excited. I guess we'll see you tomorrow because I know you can't wait to hear what we're talking about tomorrow. It's going to blow your mind. It's been in your TV screen, in your movie theater. You better not have it in your TV screen, but it should be in your movie theater. If you went to go see this movie, I'm telling you, you want to hear our feedback on it. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Check you later. All right, bye-bye.